Now to the issue of morality. Okay, we have texts such as Jeremiah 31 reiterated in Hebrews 8, stating, I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. And Romans 2 refers to the Gentiles who show the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience also bearing witness, and their thoughts, meanwhile accusing or else excusing one another. Now, if it is true, so the argument goes, that God has written his moral law, the moral code within us, then how come people disagree on morality from culture to culture, from time to time? Why is that? Well, part of the answer is very simple. Okay, there's laws against murder. How come people are still committing murder? Okay, that's very basic. Just because there's a law within us does not mean that we can't break that law. But my issue, again, is to go deeper into the issue. So I want to actually talk about morality versus ethics. And this is on a technical level, okay, when we get down to technicalities. Because morality is actually situational, it is subjective, it's relative, it's tentative, it's intrinsic. And that's because morality really refers to the mores, and that just refers to a description of whatever it happens to be that people are doing. Whatever people happen to be doing, that's the mores, that's their morality, okay? But on the other hand, ethics is absolute, it's extrinsic, it's objective, and that's because ethics refers to the ethos, and this refers to what people should be doing. They're prescriptions, not mere descriptions. Okay, now, again, this is technical, and some people will refer to this concept of ethics as universal morality or absolute morality. So the point isn't the word, the point is define your terms. I debated an atheist at Wilford Laurier University on the issue of morality, and I used the word morality the whole time because I was afraid to deviate the debate into one about semantics, so I'm not going to get into this, I'll just use this word. But I did something my opponent didn't do. In my opening statement, I actually defined the term. I mean, that's slightly important in a debate to just upfront say, this is what I mean when I say. Okay, so when you think about these different views in culture, you want to think about the moral level versus the ethical level. And here's some simple examples. In the Southwest, there's a lot of people from Native American ancestry and a lot of people from Spaniard ancestry. So when the Spaniards want to erect a statue to a conquistador, then the Native Americans complain, right? Because to the Spaniards, the conquistador is a heroic figure, but to the Native Americans, it's a villainous figure, right? So you see the moral level, there's conflict. It's the same guy, the same conquistador. One side is saying he's a hero, the other saying he's a villain. But now think about the underlying ethical level, and you notice how they actually agree. Both sides are in perfect agreement because they would both agree that heroism is to be praised and villainy is to be condemned. You see that? Okay, so the moral level disagreement, ethical level, there's perfect agreement there. Or think about the people who absconded to Canada during the Vietnam drafts, right? Part of the very same culture. Part of them said that they were cowards for absconding. And part of them said they're heroic or brave because they stuck it to the man, you know, that kind of a thing. And so again, you see on the moral level, there's disagreement. But now, just with one example that we did, now I bet you can already see the ethical agreement. They both agree that cowardice is to be condemned and bravery is to be praised, you see? Perfect agreement on the ethical level. So regardless of the words you use, you want to get to definitions before engaging in a discussion, or else you could find yourself having a very long discussion and find out you're not really talking on the same level. And we'll get to the issue of definitions again in a minute.